Hey everybody, today I am at the famous Peabody Motel here in Memphis, Tennessee, downtown Memphis, Tennessee. They're famous for their ducks. You ever heard of the Peabody before? Let me know in the comments if you have. They have the March of the Ducks every day at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m. And so I'm here to see the March of the Ducks. All right, this place is pretty fancy. All right, so this is the famous Peabody lobby. And it is a pretty neat place, as you can see. There are actually ducks that are here in the fountain. And they march them down and roll out like a red carpet, I think. And they march down with a duck master, I believe he's called, or she's called. Whoever the duck master is. They're kept permanently up on the roof. And then they march the ducks down here to this fountain. They hang out here at the fountain, and then I'll march them back up. March them back up to the regular living quarters, or their penthouse, at 5 p.m. So I'm going to stick around and watch that. They really treat these ducks well. Hey there, buddy. How's it going? I love this. It's really cool. They're just hanging out here. No one bothers them. They don't bother anyone else. It's pretty neat. Wow, this is a really impressive place. This place looks pretty fancy. Thursday through Sunday, 5:30 to 10 p.m. Look at that. You get 4 courses for $130. Or the chef's tasting menu, 7 courses for $160. Sounds quite reasonable. Man, I don't even know what half of this stuff is. I know some of it. I don't think my taste buds would know what to do with food like that. Or you could have afternoon tea. Wednesday through Sunday, 12 to 3:30. Children can have ducky tea for $30. All right, this is a fancy place, obviously, you can tell. Boy, it sure is a neat place. Probably cost half my regular salary to stay here for just one night. I thought it worthwhile to come around and look around a little bit. Huh. Hey, you guys know where Mr. Peabody is? Oh, it's wrong Peabody, huh? Peabody be like, quiet you. Well, I saw these random stairs. They go up here. I don't know what that is. Let's see what's in here. Oh, it looks like they have like they can have conventions here and stuff like that. You know, when I was in high school, we used to go hotel hopping. Yeah, I was a nerd. We didn't do anything really dangerous. We just went to some of the nice hotels in the area and saw where we could get access to things. That was the extent of our craziness. Got the George Peabody room. Doesn't look like you can get in there. Oh. This is taking me back to those hotel hopping days. You just walk around, see what you can find. You can look down on Union Avenue here. So you can have different events here and such. All right, let's go back out to the main lobby here. I was yapping when we showed these pictures earlier. These are pretty cool. The Lobby Cigar Shop. 1940s. Kitchen staff. These guys seem to be looking everywhere but at the camera. Except this guy. He's looking at the camera. What are these other guys looking at? Man, this guy looks like Oswald. So that's kitchen staff from the 40s. Here's the lobby in the 1950s. I love these old pictures. Back when the men wore hats and business suits everywhere. I don't think he's too happy about his picture being taken. No, sir. And here is a guest parlor in the 1930s. So if you find yourself in Memphis, this is definitely a place to come look around. You can walk in here for free. You want to eat here, it's probably going to cost you a small fortune, but you could come here and watch the ducks. It's kind of a neat thing. Neat city tradition. I love these old phone booths. Well, hello to you too. I wonder if there's any. No messages or anything. Sometimes these places will have some message playing on these old phones, like you're back in that time. (1930s), another picture from the 30s. Ooh, let's see what today's events are. See, you got these, come up here and have a seat, and look around and just get yourself a sody pop and sit and relax for a little bit and listen to the tunes on the piano. All right, they have history tours here daily at 11:30 by the Duckmaster. So, missed that. But something for maybe next time. We'll give you an overhead shot of the lobby. Oh, I sure love visiting these fancy places. It's a lot of fun. But even if, for some reason, I was finally able to afford something like this, I don't know. I just don't know if I'd do it. I don't think I'd know what to do with myself in a place this fancy, other than just popping in and out. Now, maybe enjoying a nice succulent meal, I would do that, but I just don't know if I want to stay in a place like this. I probably would at least once. Wow, antique piano. Check out the craftsmanship on that. That is fancy. What kind of wood is this? I wonder. I'm going to say mahogany. I have no idea, but fancy things do tend to be made out of mahogany. Oh, well, hey, maybe this will tell me. Open your eyes and read, Woodside. Okay. So this was, I'll let you kind of look at it while I'm reading about it. The square grand piano, custom built for Francis Scott Key. Wow. Some of you history buffs out there will know who that is. Wrote the national anthem. This lavishly hand-carved detail extends around all four sides of rosewood. I should have known. Rosewood. Yeah, that piano's going. I don't know if it's recorded or if there's an actual player down there. I didn't see him when I was down there earlier. I'll have to go check that out. Oh, drinking fountain. Does this even work? No, it does not. I didn't think it would. What would be awesome if there was a duck in that drinking fountain. That would just be super cool. Alright, I think I'm ready to try and go to the roof. See if we can get to the roof. It's supposed to be good views of the city from there. Oh, more antique phones. This is a nice touch. See, maybe I shouldn't feel so bad about growing older. People like old things. Old cash register. Looks like they rang up. Beer. Where's beers? People love their beers. So you got old artifacts and such up here. That's pretty neat. You can come here, see a little history video about it. Oh, look at that old phone. That's cool. Well, I keep wanting to go upstairs, but then I find something else to look at. Let's see what we can, let's see if we can get all the way up to the top. Where are you going? Going up, up, up. Man, I really want to push all those. Discipline. Oh, rooftop parties? Oh man, I missed Thump Daddy. Well, there goes the whole summer. I'm so disappointed now. Oh, so the S was for Skyway. I get it. Wow, this is great. Get a good view of, well, there's better views than this, but oh, look at the fire escape. That is cool. Okay, so there's a private event there. It's weird because there's like nobody up here. Nobody up here. Wow. I did not expect that. So Wednesday afternoon, in the middle of June, is actually a really good time to visit the Peabody, the Skyway. Oh, look over here. We can see the old man. The deep river. There's the bridge I came in on earlier. This was my first stop. I'm actually not staying in Tennessee. I'm staying in Mississippi, but I wanted to stop here real quick. So they have like events up here and stuff. And I think that might be where the ducks live, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, so they have rooftop parties up here. This is where Thump Daddy was performing. I'm really sad I missed that. Boy, I just can't get over the fact that I'm the only one here. At least up here, anyway. That is really cool. Oh, I gotta show you guys this. It's another shot of that fire escape. That is really cool. So I'm not sure what they use this for. And since they have those parties up here and performances, this might be the stage area. I think they do weddings up here as well, because that door doesn't look like it opens. There's no doorknob. But if you go around to the back here, let you look at the mighty Mississippi while I'm walking back here. If I could hold the camera straight. It's really, you know, since it's so sunny, it's kind of hard to see this room. So anyway, over here is where the ducks reside full time. So when it's not 11, between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m., then the ducks are in here. And they even have a miniature Peabody that they can sleep in at night. So even if you miss the march of the ducks, you could still come up here and see the ducks. Give you another view that's looking down towards Mississippi. Yeah, so I definitely recommend this place. I had a couple choices of where to go, and one of my choices was, of course, Graceland, but I was getting here a little bit late in the day, and Graceland is going to cost you at least $49.75, and you don't even get to go in the mansion for that price, at least from what I saw, unless I missed something. But it looked like from the website, you got to be paying for the $84 version if you want to see the mansion and the final resting place of the king. And I was like, nah, we ain't doing that. I love the king, don't get me wrong. Love me some Elvis. But I'm not. It's just the start of my trip. I don't want to just throw down 84 bucks. I've got lots of other things that are on tap for this trip. Ah, there's the sign. I bet that looks pretty impressive at night, all lit up. That'd be really nice. All right, let's go down and watch the march. Well, I found a piano. And it's played by a ghost. People used to be terrified of ghosts. Now with technology, they just think it's all tech. We're about 20 minutes out from the duck march. And they're so well trained, they're pretty much waiting for it to happen. They're ready. This is really cool. I don't know if you can see it from this angle, but over there by the elevators, they put up something like this, and then you can kind of stand around and see the march. That area is already full pretty much, but if you're a child, the children, they get to sit down in front of the adults on the floor, which is pretty cool.
Hey y'all, I got a good feeling about this team. What about you all? You got a good feeling about your team? All right, here you go. Here you go. Everybody watch your knees, watch your feet, watch your knees, watch your feet. All right, here we go, y'all. Count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Put it. Come on, let's hear it for me, y'all. Let's hear it for me. You get the right people today. You're halfway there, y'all. Teamwork. Teamwork makes the dream work. Keep cheering for y'all. Act like you're good. There you go. You're right with your team. Don't give up. You got to get it. You want to do more kids? Perfect. Give it up for the red carpet. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and your attention, please. Welcome to the historic Peabody Hotel. At the center of the grand lobby, the point where the Mississippi Delta has been said to begin, stands the classic Peabody fountain, carved from one piece of Italian travertine marble. Although famous in its own right, the fountain is better known the world over because of its residents. If I may direct your attention to the fountain now, you will witness a tradition begun in the 1930s at the South Grand Hotel, an experience uniquely yours as a guest of the Peabody, preparing to return to their penthouse on the roof for the night. Ladies and gentlemen, the march of the world-famous Peabody Ducks.
Like people came from other states. Some people flew from a whole other country to be here, y'all. We gotta take our time to listen to this. This is perfect, y'all. How are you? Good. Yeah, you know what's that? Looking good, all right. This is like this crowd right down here. This end of the red carpet. And this is perfect, man. I can tell a lot about people who Gus decided to stop in front of. They seem like this group right over here. What's up, y'all? I do that. That's out under. That's really going on. But bring it back out from behind. I need you to do it. All right. I think we can get it. You over there and you walk up. I think that's a good easy. I need you to do it. Understand? My power in here is real. I know that I'm paying a lot of stuff that came. I'm going to march with this elevator. And there I go. Keep getting to march this elevator, man. I got faith in you. I got faith in you today. Yeah. You do it. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here, you turn that good crowd, man. You ain't talking about that. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, parents has successfully marched the world famous Peabody Health to you all. Let's give it a huge round of applause. And man, I appreciate you having me. Hey, Harrison, Douglas, and I is sitting on every single one of you. Like a magnificent evening. Thank y'all so much for showing up, y'all. I'll see you on the crowd. Good job, brother. Appreciate you, man.
All right, so I'm up here on the second floor. They already marched the ducks up, and I'm gonna show you, there's no one up here. There's no one up here. This is like where the grand ballroom is. I found this restroom, and I kid you not, I'm standing over here doing my business at the urinal, and that middle sink came on all by itself. You got that piano playing downstairs, and you got the sinks going off by themselves. It is a bathroom. Maybe Moaning Myrtle is haunting this bathroom. Who knows? Crazy, crazy stuff here at the Peabody. Well, that was fun. If you're ever in the Memphis area, totally free to come here and watch the March of the Ducks. So kids will love it. But it really was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and I highly recommend it. As I look off into the distance, looks like we might be getting some thunderstorms. I better get indoors. Well, I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.